people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm China Marie. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I recently moved to New York from LA about 6 months ago. Oh, hello.
There you go. Yeah, just speak up a little.
Yeah.
Soft spoken.
Sorry.
But you moved there, so you're from Portland.
Yeah.
And then you moved to LA when? How long were you in LA?
I was in LA for about 8 years.
Oh. And then picked up and started moving to Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And how long you been here?
6 months. Yep.
Which one you like better?
I mean, I love the weather in LA.
That shit's
Way
fire.
more. I love the beaches out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love New York a lot.
You ain't feeling this 95-degree weather outside?
I love
It's
it,
only
but I don't
90,
like feeling it trip down my face.
Yeah,
You know?
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's attacking.
I'll take it more than the cold though, for sure. Better than the snow.
Facts. So let's get into the music.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So just talk to us about like your upbringing, like when did you first start singing, songwriting,
Yeah, what's
all
like
that
in
good stuff.
Portland like?
Well, a lot of white people. We got
Okay.
great weed. You know what I'm saying? My
Okay.
mom's a grower of cannabis, so
Oh.
mom's just popping out there. Bless you.
Sorry, thank you.
And I mean, great beer, like great alcohol out there. I mean, it's like a hippie town, like very liberal. We got Nike. You know, that's where Nike was originated. Adidas as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like I
It's like
guess.
a nature place, you know, like where you just go and you just start a family type shit, you know.
Okay.
So why do you have to leave?
I'm not starting no family right now. You see me on the ground.
Nah,
I'm
We'll
trying to
get
get
to it.
myself back up together.
Clear enough. Clear enough. So when did you start singing?
When I was 8, yeah, and when I moved to LA, it was hard to kind of get started. I didn't know anybody there for the first part, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just moved there randomly from Portland.
Did you move to LA with the intention of boosting your music career?
Yeah, I moved there for music. I just
Okay.
had never been there, so you know, if you move into LA, it's one very expensive outside of Portland, you know. So also it's more fast paced than like somewhere like Portland, you know, like somewhere that's slower.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I worked so many jobs just trying to stay there and afford LA for a very long time. I wasn't really able to do music, or you know, there was no Instagram or like you can just DM somebody real quick, like let me come through the studio.
Yeah.
Like you really had to know people back then. If you didn't know people, then it was like really hard to get in. For the most part, so.
And you said us for 8 years?
8 years, yeah.
What kind of different gigs are we talking about?
I didn't even really have any gigs. I was really shy when I first moved there, and like I just didn't know how to get into the music scene.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a minute to actually like get around musicians and find people that did the same kind of music that I want to do, which is like urban and pop.
Gotcha.
So
So what inspired that move from Portland? I mean, I know you moving because you want to be in the music business,
right,
but talk to me a little bit more about like, you know, from 8 you start singing
right.
to, you know, middle school, high school, like, or what are you in like choir or anything
No,
like that?
I wasn't. I really didn't do a lot of music growing up, which is surprising. It wasn't in my family. My mom wasn't really supportive of like music. You know, it was more like sports. And I was
Weed.
terrible. And she didn't start growing weed till like 3 years ago. So she didn't have that really around me as a kid. But you know, it's like now it's different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so just growing up, it was like music wasn't really a thing. So I really didn't have a lot of musical, education back then. So I do now.
Okay, so what was that moment like when you're like, all right, I'm leaving Portland, I'm going to LA? What sparked that in you?
Well, I had like a 1.9 grade average. My mom was like, you need to start doing more sports so you can try to get your grades up and like go to college. And I was like, I don't think I really want to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just kind of like, it's a now or never thing. So I got my grades up, it's like a 4.0, and I did night school, summer school.
And that's
Yeah.
that's a big jump.
Yeah, what period in time are we talking about?
I had to, I was literally a freshman, and I was like, I was a sophomore, and I said I want to graduate by my junior year. So I got a job, and I started doing summer school and night school. I tripled on all my classes, and then I got a tutor for an extra half credit, which allowed me to graduate at 17. So.
Sheesh.
You one of those that didn't apply yourself.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta get out of here. My friends was having kids. They was married with high school sweethearts. I was like, I need a better life. So I had to get out,
I admire that.
Yeah, understandable.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
was
not at all.
Not at all,
It
but
wasn't-
Everything's not for everybody.
Yeah.
17, 18, that ain't the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you get out to LA, you're working on your music. When did you think?
Wait, why did you realize LA is the place I need to go and what?
At that time, it was like Hollywood, like American Idol was out. It was like, that's where you go to be a star. So it's like again, I grew up in a smaller city where like music, it was Hollywood.
So as soon as you graduated, you knew that, okay, I did
Before I
this and I
graduated, that was the
know.
whole point of graduating,
Okay.
so I could get out there sooner.
Gotcha. So you get to LA. When you got to LA, were you China Marie? Then where did this name come from?
This is my original name. This is my
Oh, this is your real name.
yeah.
Some respect on it.
My bad.
Yeah.
That was a
Well,
real
you're
question.
not the first person people think think it's like a dancer name at first. They're like, oh, you dance? I'm like, nah.
That's
I'm
what's
not
up.
sure.
Props to your mom.
Yeah, hippie town.
Yeah, that makes
You know?
sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So when did you first like realize that you were actually good at making music?
Probably 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to get in touch with music and find a producer that had the sound that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to put me at that Janae, go very like soft, and I'm like, that's not really my style. I like turn up music, you know, and I like feel good music. And so it took me a minute to find those producers, and Baker got it, and Jake Classic really helped me put my own sound together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met these two brothers that are like a duo, like an R&B duo, named Jake and Papa, and they helped me, you know, find the type of music that I wanted to do. So with that small team, I started finding out what it is that I wanted to do as far as sound.
Wow.
That was about 3 years ago.
And what's the time span for you to find your sound?
I mean, over
Like
time.
how many years of frustration until you starts clicking?
That'd be about 5 years, right?
Yeah, probably about like 5 years. Yeah.
Of just trial and error?
I'm just trying things that I like to like do. Other people are like, oh, you sound really good doing this. So then you kind of like, okay, cool, let me try this. And you're like, maybe I am good at it, but it's just not me. You know, so a lot of just people telling you, oh, you should do this, you should do that. And you listen to them because they've been doing music forever, but it's not about how long they've been doing music. It's what do you like?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you enjoy doing? Not what you can sound good on. So.
Gotcha. So now, what's your current process in making music?
I mean, process is it's a little all over the place. You know, it's always different. But it's mainly just like getting in the studio, a couple producers, a couple songwriters. I definitely co-write a lot. I always like to have it be my concept for the most part, and I take hooks. So I like writers to write the hooks, and then I write the verses.
Okay.
That way it's still personal, but you know.
It's very honest of you.
Yeah. I'm not really good at writing hooks.
Nah, I mean, it's very honest. Most people wouldn't admit that.
Yeah, I mean that's what songwriters are for, right? To write songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say your strengths are?
Writing verses, melodies,
Mhm.
concepts.
They come easy to you? Like the
Yeah.
melody?
I think when it's real, it always comes easy for the most part. You know, when you're currently going through it, it's easier to talk about it, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to do
Gotcha.
visuals to everything, so try to make sure that visual matches, you know, the process of what I'm going through.
Gotcha. Let's get to the real now.
Yeah.
This confidence that you have, was that something that, and when I say confidence, I mean like just checking your IG page and just what I knew, the vibes I get from you just from your Instagram page is just like, you know, not out there, but just like you're very just confident in yourself, and you know that
Right.
this is your persona, this is who you are. Was that how you've always been, or is that something that you've grown into?
I think I've
You
always.
came down the street supporting them like that?
They probably kicked out. Now you gotta go there.
I
Gotta
think
tell
I've always
something.
been wild for the most part, but not like, you know, party wild. It's like I've always have a good time, you know. And I think as I've gotten older and more mature, I think I'm very confident in what I'm doing, and you know, it's like a process. It's very authentic. You know, if I had to describe it, it's an authentic feeling. It's like
It's you being
it's
you.
just me being me. Some days I'm just chilling, watching Lifetime movies in bed, drinking some Coronas next to me. You know what I'm saying? I have a little ice pack for myself. I don't need to get the club turned up. I dead ass turn my phone out and have a whole movie day with myself in the dark. Cracking Coronas next to me on ice. Like, niggas don't even know what I'm doing today. And that's totally fine. Don't hit me up. You know?
Alright.
At the times I'm like, I'm throwing a whole barbecue. What's good? Who bringing Jameson?
Jeez.
You know?
I feel old. Just like this, we both just like, oh.
I drink a lot of water with the drinking. So people think, oh, you get tore from the floor. Like, nah, I drink a lot of water.
That's his lifestyle.
If you a whole glass of water, then you can have 2 more shots.
Okay.
Get another drink. As long as you get the water flowing, you can have a whole party all day.
Yeah, I can't party. My head hurts. My insides are just like, oh.
Burning.
See that? There you go. That's why you guys can watch. You know what I'm saying? You can live through me.
My God.
Word up.
That's how we gonna keep it too.